The rocket mouse, and basically been going through the instructions, looking over the kit and everything, and basically got to do a little planning here. I got to scratch build the launch rail for the V2, and I want it to connect to the turret ring here, so you can be able to turn it and everything. I don't know if I'll actually make it where you can move it, but who knows? I may go that far and do it that way. If not, it'll probably be at an angle just for dramatic effect. But anyway, I probably start this either this evening or probably early in tomorrow morning. But we'll start on page 1, and we got to make 24 of those. So that'll be time consuming, and got to cut all the road wheels off the off the sprue, and then of course try to get the I call that the job part of a model, the multi-piece, repetitive parts, and I got to get that. And then I may or may not. I'll probably start the track right after I get the wheels and everything assembled and all that. But anyway, we'll start that. But I don't want to bore everyone too much on the little assemblies on that. But anyway, I will show that once we get started. But anyway, the Mako Defiant. Last I left off, and ladies and gentlemen, I've been told that, well, I'll just admit here, I didn't put the nav lights in, and I also did not put the strobe lights in the ship as well. Just one of those. I mean, you could go all out if you really want to do it. Right now, it just lights up the basics, and I think it looks good the way it is, and makes a nice desk display model. Anyway, you don't need to, I don't think you have to have everything completely lit up. It just turn on, everyone goes ooh, ah, and you are good to go on that. But anyway, I got everything masked off. I used micro mask here for the bigger parts, and then for the, and I mean, I actually knocked down one of the clear parts here. I thought I did have it glued. I guess I don't know why it popped down, but it did. But anyway, I got to try to get that back up. But I took Mr. Molotow masking pen, and I masked that off last night. And then I took, I had to take a little bit of tulip and go around the bassards here on the edges, because the kit parts are actually flush. And when I shoved the LED through, it just came out just a little bit, and it didn't want to sit flush. So I 5-minute epoxied them in, and then took some tulip and just went on the outside of it to seal it all in. Then sprayed it with surface primer, dark gray. I was going to go black, but I kind of like, I try not to, well, some things you need black for, especially like for pre-shading or different colors if you want to make colors pop. But I try to go with like darker grays, especially duck egg blue, which is a blue, and then once you put the decals on, it should change and everything. But anyway, try to go with the dark grays. Just try to stay away from black, but try to use black on some things. It just depends on what application you are doing. Went in with Mr. Sanding Stick. I had to sand a few little areas. There's a couple of spots, most snap fits, do snap pretty well, but there's times where just a little bit of a seam, I mean, just something you just need to, take out with the sanding stick. The only place that I had a little gap is right here, and I took tulip and put that on, and that's because I didn't carve out the LEDs for the impulse engines to really snap all the way down. And I think the 5-minute epoxy seeped in. I tried to scrape that off. But anyway, no big deal. Got the tulip on there. Had to sand just a few little areas that I need to on the side here for just trying to get it. You don't want to actually take your clamp here and completely, clamp it down to where it almost breaks. But anyway, got that. I'm just going to put one more coat on I'm going to put one more coat of surface primer on today to finish up, and I think I'm ready to put paint on it. I think everything's light blocked because we got to finish painting the bottom, because you can tell by Mr. Hand here I should wear gloves. But anyway, got that. And the base coat is going to be, and I don't know if I showed that yesterday, duck egg blue. And these are old bottles because they're almost They're like $3.70 a bottle now, and these are $2. You can tell I've had these for a while. These are the acryls. This is about the only acryl paint that I like. Well, I take that back. I used to not like acryl. I thought it didn't react well because I was just getting into acrylics when basically acryl came out. And duck egg blue, that's my standard Starship color, because I'm pretty sure it's really it's real close to the color of the ship. And once you get the I call it Aztec decals, the panel decals, it'll really take shape. But anyway, there's that. I would love to find duck egg blue in like Vallejo, MIG, or AK well, not AK, because they're kind of AK Interactive is going the route of Tamiya. So I would like to have Vallejo or MIG for duck egg blue. Hopefully they will have a color or an equivalent, and I can stock up, because that is my go-to Starship color. But anyway, that's what I've got going on today. The Mako Defiant getting some love and care, trying to get its seams together, and we're getting ready to start the Rocket Mouse. So that's what I've got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.